Hey everyone, aerakyn here, and this is probably like the 15th take on this stupid video. Let me start off by saying I'm going to apologize for my volume. My health has taken a pretty dramatic turn for the worse this week. I can barely walk. That's a very bad sign. My condition, I've mentioned, I've dropped a few hints here and there as to what my condition is. Kidney disease. My kidneys are failing, and now they seem to be being a little more serious about it. That's why my volume is so low when I talk, is because I don't have a lot of lung capacity. My kidneys aren't pulling moisture out of my intestines, and the moisture is building up inside my lungs. I don't have a lot of lung capacity, and that's what's going on right now. This week it's gotten really bad. I have difficulty concentrating. My legs aren't really working anymore. I can barely make it from the car to the front door, and that's like maybe a 30-foot trip. I almost didn't make it from Walmart to my car in the parking lot. I was staggering more before I was halfway there. And I just, talking about concentration, I just did a half-hour long video, this video basically, and forgot that as soon as I hit the start recording button, I hit the stop recording button, and had no idea that I wasn't recording anymore. So I've just been talking to myself for a half hour. I'm doing the Dirge Epic Quest and the aerakyn Racial Quest. I wanted to point out that the aerakyn Racial Mentor for Kinos is not an aerakyn, it's a halfling. Kind of jumped out at me and got my attention tonight. I was like, what the hell? I thought I was hallucinating, to be honest. But to do the Dirge quest, you need to speak the language of the Jinn, which is this quest here. Words of where is it? Words of air. I don't see it. Oh, there's words of air. I need 4 more glass orbs. You get these from the Jinn. Hence all the quills next to their names. Yesterday we just got our level 100 tokens. Every account gets 1 redeemable level 100 token. And gives you some pretty snazzy armor. Check out the snazzy armor. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. This is the Heroes Festival armor you got from defeating those stupid puppets. It's kind of cool looking actually. But I prefer the Heroes Festival armor. Why are you not fucking... This is the kind of crap that really annoys me, Sony. As like, I'm control clicking, that should be opening up the dressing room for this stuff. It's not replacing any of the pieces with... I have to actually examine each piece and do it there. That's annoying. That's too much for my current level of focus. That's too much for me to handle. That is... Earlier today, I was trying to sign my receipt at Subway to pay for my sandwich, and the girl was getting impatient with me, and I was getting a little irritated with her. Normally I kind of joke around and chat with her, but she was being kind of obnoxious. I pointed out to her that I had difficulty focusing, so every time I picked up the fucking pen to start to sign, she'd crack a joke and distract me, and then she got kind of rude about it towards the end. Would you hurry up and sign that damn thing? It's like, you don't talk to customers like that. I don't care how friendly you are. I'm a customer first, your friend second. Do you come over and hang out at my house? No. Do I go over and hang out at your house? No. Are we on a first name basis? No. You don't talk to me that way. I have a freaking disability. Don't take advantage of it and then be a bitch about it. I'm not asking for super special treatment. I'm asking for common fucking courtesy. Just a little consideration is what my friends are particularly bad about it. I've noticed the ones who are always on Facebook posting about, look at me, I have depression. They're the ones who are the least understanding about other people who have depression. It's like, my kidneys are going out. That's linked to depression, because when your kidneys aren't filtering toxins out of your blood, your emotions kind of go out of control. I mean, not to alarm anyone, but last night I was seriously contemplating suicide. Simply because I'm just so sick of not being able to move on my own. Pretty independent person, and suddenly I have to lean against the wall to walk across the room to get to my bedroom. It takes a toll on you. Plus toxins in your blood, you're not yourself. And as I was laying there in bed, I was like, you know, it's a good thing I didn't buy that sleep aid when I was at Walmart, because I would be tempted to take the whole bottle right now. That's not me talking. That's this stupid condition talking. That's the toxins in my blood talking. But you think the people who would be most understanding of that shit are the people who have problems with depression themselves? No. No. I don't. I mean, I don't want to call them on it, but a lot of times I feel like they're just looking for attention. Wow, wow, look at me, I've got it rough. Wow, wow, look at me, I've got it rough. It's like, you know what? You're not the only person in the world who has depression. When someone else who has depression mentions how bad they're feeling, and you say stupid shit to them like, oh, don't try to turn this into a competition. Hey, I'm not trying to turn it into a competition. I get depressed too. I have difficulty speaking. I have difficulty typing. I have difficulty seeing. Sometimes I can't read what people say. Really frustrating. You'd think your friends would be the ones who would have your back, but no, they're usually the ones who don't have your back, who just don't give a fuck. At least my friend. I have a bad habit of finding friends who really just don't care. Huh. I find that humorous. Ha ha ha. Get it? It's a little joke. That's a little gin humor. Boosh. Glass orb, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I need 3 more and I will be able to start working on my epic quest. Which will be cool, because it's a cool looking sword. Does this not do any damage? No, it just knocks him down. I should remove it. I should also know that because I looked at it earlier before I put it on my hotbar, but again, I'm having difficulty focusing. My mental concentration is just not there. My mental faculties have taken a break for the day. So this video may be rambly. I apologize. I can't control it. Guard Crusher. I crush guards. If you're a guard, don't come near me. I will crush you. Whew. Come on, give me glass orbs, assholes. This is one of my least favorite language quests because you only need 5 glass orbs and it takes frickin' forever. Get that off my screen, it's distracting me. Seriously, that's all it takes to distract me right now, just something out of the corner of my eye. You may have noticed I just recently started doing a little series on Bloodborne, but it's going to be difficult for me to continue that series because right now my couch is 5 feet away. It's like 2 steps for me. That's 2 steps too many. I really can't walk. I mean, when I go to Walmart, even if I'm just getting a can of raviolis, I need to get a shopping cart. That shopping cart's like a walker for me. It's the only thing keeping me up. No, you don't need to feel sorry for me. I just want you guys to understand what it's like. Understand my viewpoint, where I'm coming from. Playing Bloodborne is difficult because my right hand recently started jumping ship and looking up to my left hand because you know how I've mentioned that my left hand is numb. Well, my right hand's going that way and the knuckles are swollen, so I have difficulty bending. I can't really move around with the keyboard too much anymore. When I'm trying to do this stuff right here, I miss keys. I miss keys a lot. Like I'll be trying to turn and I'll be sidestepping, or sometimes I'll be hitting just the complete wrong key and I'll just stop moving entirely. I would love to be able to raid with my raiding guild to be useful. They helped me get my mythical back in a time when I couldn't do Vishen's Peak by myself, and I'd like to pay them back for that. But right now I am a hindrance. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm a fucking hindrance right now. And I am not bad on my Inquisitor. I know this. When I first joined that guild, I was raiding with them. We were doing one of the rhyme raid zones. And I remember I was in a group. I was in group 4. We had 2 healers. And one of the healers just up in the middle of the raid went AFK for a half hour and didn't say a fucking word. Now, if I'm raid leader, I'm going to get on your ass for that. You don't do that. That's not cool. Didn't say a word. And I noticed that half the group was dead. And I was like, how is half the group dead? I'm like, what's going on? I asked the other healer, I said, are you having trouble healing him? No response, no response, no response. So finally someone said, I think she's AFK. She's not moving or doing anything. That was my first raid with him, and I had to pick up the slack for the second healer, and I was doing fine. I brought everyone back up, and after that we didn't have any more mishaps. I knew that the other healer wasn't there, so I was doing double healer duty, and I was doing fine as an out of practice Inquisitor. So I know I'm not bad on track. I'm not saying that I'm like the world's best Inquisitor, because I'm not. I'm not the world's best anything. I'm the world's best Angry Ice Cube. Remember that. Because I am the Angry Ice Cube. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I have. Where the name Angry Ice Cube came from. City Heroes. I was doing a trial with my friend here. You know, she was talking to me earlier, Dragon Eyes. We were both trying out the trial. One of the worst trials I've ever tried out. It was horrible. It was so limited. Jeez. You couldn't do practically anything on the trial. And I was like, you know, if I had never played the game before, if I didn't know the game was good, this trial would have completely convinced me to not play it. My brother had a huge hard-on for that game, and he tried the trial, and he was just like, oh my god, this thing is garbage. What the fuck were they thinking? He just starts screaming about liberals because my brother, if you've never met him, you know what I'm talking about when I say that he has no opinion of his own. Like, I picked up Halo 2. I did not like Halo 2. That game's fucking trash. Next week, he was talking to another friend who fucking loved Halo 2, and he couldn't stop talking about it after that. Oh my god, it's the best game ever. You're fucking stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a fruitcake. You're a fucking fruitcake, not like that game. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking liberals. He blamed everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. One day he asked me, I've been waiting for this book to come out. It finally came out, and I picked it up, and I spent all day reading it, because when I buy new books, they're generally finished by the next day. And he's like, so, how was that book you were waiting for? And I told him, the ending was god-awful. Fucking liberals. And I'm not kidding, he treated me to a 45-minute rant about how fucking liberals ruined my book. And when he was done, I just said, are you fucking out of your mind? Do you seriously think the liberals started a conspiracy to ruin my enjoyment of this book? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh my god. One half of my family is totally like that. Everything is just fucking liberals, fucking liberals, fucking liberals. Hell, one of them the other day blamed Obama for World War II. And it's like, you know, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Obama, but I'm pretty sure he is not responsible for the outbreak of World War II. Then again, I was called a fucking uneducated liberal because I explained to one of my cousins that we did have a president named FDR, and he did start something called the New Deal. I'm a fucking uneducated liberal. I'm like, it's ironic that you're going to talk down to me about levels of education if you don't believe that we had a president named FDR. Hey, whatever. I've known my family's stupid. I've known it for a very long time. Except my cousin Andrew, he's pretty badass. You can tell him I said that. No, you can't tell him I said that. Don't you dare. He used to play Halo, and he was such a backstabbing little twat. Seriously. One time, we were playing GoldenEye, and out of nowhere, it was my brother against me and my cousin, and out of nowhere, I exploded from a grenade. Dude, what the hell are you doing? Oh, I thought I only needed one more kill to win. I was like, what the hell, man? He will never hear the end of that. Andrew, if you're watching this video, you will never hear the end of that. Never. Ever. But he was actually fun to play Halo with. My brother, he took it way too seriously. He would get angry if he lost. Very, very angry. We used to have LAN parties, and LAN parties stopped happening because my brother got angry. Didn't want to play with anyone if you couldn't beat him. And people told me I'm fun to play with because I don't give a fuck if I win or lose. If I'm getting my ass kicked, I'm having a blast. I'm just fucking around. Andrew and I, we would have warthog fights where we weren't allowed to shoot at each other. We would have to kill each other using only warthogs. And we'd both be in warthogs, ramming each other at full speed, trying to make ourselves go spinning into the air fast enough that we flew out of the warthog. And then the only way to win was to then hit the person before they could get back into the warthog. Just fun little shit like that. You know, we were playing games that was the way it was meant to be played, because games are meant to be fun. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. My brother's the kind of guy that would go down to the arcade and see a little 6-year-old playing Street Fighter and pop in like 15 quarters and beat that little kid up. I hate to say that, but it's true. He's done it before. I watched him do it. And then I popped a quarter and kicked the other living crap out of him because I was pretty damn good at Street Fighter in the arcade. Asked my old high school friends. They dreaded playing me because they'd go down to the arcade, they'd bring $5 with them. I go down to the arcade, I'd bring like a quarter. We both run out. We run out of playtime at roughly the same time. I was good at Street Fighter. By no means was I a pro player. At least I don't think I was a pro player. I never tried. But we just played to have fun. The genies in here have a long respawn time. You may or may not have noticed that by now. Like this nice lazy music from Ragnarok Online in the background. In case you're wondering where this music's from. Ragnarok Online, great MMO. I don't know what it's like now, but it was amazing when I played. I loved it. Very grindy, very, very, very grindy, but I love the game so much. Hand-drawn, beautiful graphics. Beautiful. I remember the first time I played it, I fell in love with it just because of the music in the background. I was like, this music is just like so sleepy. I love it. I could just stand here for like the rest of the night and not care. I made an anime out of it. It was an awesome anime. It starts off looking and feeling very kiddie. It's dark, so don't be fooled. But I highly recommend it. Good show. Give me an air glass orb, you jerk. Genies are assholes. And the thing in D&D, these are the nice genies. The air genies. The real assholes are the ones from fire. No, water. Water are really, really bad. It is considered a capital crime to annoy a married. If you want access to Poet's Palace, she gives you the quest. And she is like the very epitome of douche. So die, caretaker. I hate you. Dude, I just obliterated all 3 of them with one. I killed 3 with one blow. Mickey Mouse got 4 on me. Hmm. Cool thing about the aerakyn race species is if you go to mounts, you got all these cool wings. The downside to these wings is that the wings I have on are the flying wings. So what are these? The Ashingale, that's the flying wings. One of them's a glider wing and one of them's a leaper wing. In my current state, I had difficulty discerning between the 3. It took me several tries before I got the wings I wanted. Very frustrating. I'm not saying Sony cater to me. I am saying when you make these clever little when we put clever little things into your quest, like NPCs that are constantly bouncing around the map, try to give a little consideration to people who play the game. They might have a disability, and like that sort of stuff, it really confuses the hell out of me, and it kind of wants to trigger like a seizure or a stroke. So I'm having a difficult time playing Bloodborne. You might have noticed I just recently had a discussion with Kiko on my channel. We were talking about environmental difficulty and bad cameras. Well, my particular beef with those is that, for me, it nauseates me when I'm having to constantly change my perspective around like that. Not fun to play a game when I'm getting nauseated by playing it. And it's like, you guys know your camera's bad, and then you kind of like rub it in our face. It's like a big middle finger to the players. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't handle the camera. Why don't you just cut the fucking video feed and call that a challenge? That's just as legit as obstructing the camera constantly. What they should do... Oh, yay, I finished the Jin Lorne Legend before I finished the language. I mentioned I don't like this language quest because it takes so damn long. Die, asshole. It's like what they should do is whenever you're in an arena, as soon as the arena has been entered and combat has been engaged, all the environmental obstructions should pretend that they're EverQuest. Notice how the trees just completely went away? Yeah, it zooms in on me, but no big deal. The trees aren't blocking the camera. In Bloodborne, that is not the case. You would have trees right there, and you wouldn't be able to see shit. It got me killed on one of my videos because something just suddenly jumped up right in between me and my character. I was like, I can't see, and I got killed. So, Sony, mark this on your calendar. I'm about to praise Sony. I almost never praise Sony because I have a lot of contempt for Sony. People may not understand where my contempt for Sony comes from. When I first started playing eQ2, you can all thank me right now. The reason that you can get your Hunter of Elementals title is because of me. I'm going to take personal responsibility for that. Because when I first started playing, you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it. I reported that bug, and the response I received was, you're a liar. That's what Sony responded to me with. I had to contact John Smedley to submit a fucking bug report. All I was doing, I wasn't even asking him to just give me credit. I was like, I'm just reporting that this quest is not tracking progress properly. Because I had been out in Common Lands defeating the sandstone giants out by Fallen Gate. I was on my monk, and it was all like, you have obtained a new rank, Hunter of Elementals. And it's all boom, boom, boom. It's got the big red text up on the top. And it says you have a new title as well. And I didn't have the title. And I asked someone in my guild, said, hey, this is weird. I just got the Elemental Hunter title, and I don't have an Elemental Hunter on my list. And my co-leader, she was like, yeah, the same thing happened to me. I don't have it either. And so I went to general chat. It wasn't general chat back then. It was OOC, out of character chat. And I was in the comments. I was like, hey, has anyone else gotten the Hunter of Elemental title? And someone was like, no, I think it's bugged right now. I just got it the other day, and I still don't have it. And about 40 people contacted me and said, yeah, I'm having the same problem. I got their names, and I submitted the bug to Sony. First, I submitted a bug report, and a GM showed up and said, you need to submit this on the forums, technical issue. So I submitted it on the technical forums, and TSR Chad, who I believe was fired over this, because I haven't seen him since. I reported it, and he's all like, well, that's not a technical issue. I was like, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but the GMs are telling me to report it to you. You're telling me to report it to the GMs. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to report it to the GMs because they're just going to send me back to you. And he cuts me off. He's like, he actually swore at me. Told me he was going to delete my damn ticket and ban me from the game. And I was like, go right ahead, asshole. So I immediately submitted a screenshot and logs of all the stuff that was going on in game. Submitted it to John Smedley. I told you I was having trouble talking. Submitted the whole thing to John Smedley, and like an hour and a half later, I got an email back, not from John Smedley, but from Rothgar, the lead producer of EverQuest 2. He's not the lead producer anymore. He's a pretty cool guy. He's all like, yeah, I hear you're having a problem with the game. I'd just like to know, I hear you're having a problem with one of our TSRs. I'd like to know what's going on. So I resubmitted all the information to him. He said, that's unfortunate. I'll get back to you in a bit. The next response I got from him the following morning was, I discussed the matter with our development team, and the developers claim that the game logs do not support your version of events. Which I was kind of seeing right at that point. I'm like, you're calling me a fucking liar for submitting a bug report. All I'm doing is submitting a bug report. And I sent another email to John Smedley when the whole thing was done saying, yeah, this is the reason you guys have like the worst reputation in the industry for customer service. I would say it is well deserved. Well deserved. I sent that guy over 300 megabytes of screenshots documenting my journey through the Elemental Hunter title. I said, okay, brace yourself. You're going to get a fully documented expose on the whole process. Back then there was quests that you could do in the starter areas. One of them, well actually they were all for elementals. They were all in Kinos. There's like one from Starcrest Commune where the guy wanted you to go into the forest ruins and kill the fire elementals there for their cores. There was another quest in the Bobbleshire for the same thing. It wanted you to kill 10. One of them wanted you to kill like 8. In North Kinos, there was a a scroll on a fence post. It tracked it basically served the same purpose as this thing right here. If you go to General, see how it has a Slayer status. Slay 25, and it did the same thing. It was 0 out of whatever the current rank you were on. And I had a screenshot of that showing me starting the quests. My journal was open like right here next to it. Boom. The quest was highlighted, and I had the little window open right next to it, so it clearly showed no elementals on the list, and that's what it would do. It was just like your factions. If you haven't done anything for a particular faction, it doesn't show up. Like I haven't done Kunark. Notice I haven't done Kunark. Kunark's not on the list, but I do have the Kunark expansion. So all I have to do is go to here. Let me just demonstrate that real fast. Let's get out of here. Have I finished my words of error? Yes, good. I can get out of here. That's a little Zelda music in the background, in case you haven't noticed. So yeah, this whole thing I'm talking about right now, this journey to submit a bug report, really infuriated me. I mean, the last thing you expect when you submit a bug report, I'm taking time out of enjoying your fine product to let you know, hey, there's a bug in one of your quests, and all you do is, you're a fucking liar. I don't want to fix it. Can you say lazy fucking development team? They didn't want to fix a bug. They fought tooth and nails on this issue to not fix this bug. And I never even got a fucking thank you. I was pretty pissed off. Actually, that's not true. I did get a thank you from the good folks on the Lava Storm server, because I was telling them what was going on at the entire time. Now when it finally came out, it is now possible to obtain the Hunter of Elementals title. That was the only thing they said on their patch notes for that update. It's like, I thought the game logs didn't support my version of events, you fucking assholes. I was pissed. I was beyond pissed. My hatred of Sony stems from that day. It didn't help that just like a couple weeks after that, I was playing Star Wars Galaxies, and I saw one of their GMs log in and abuse his authority against another player because this player killed a rebel in PvP. If you don't know anything about Star Wars Galaxies, that's not going to mean anything to you, but if you do, then you understand that an Imperial player killed a rebel in open PvP, and the rebel complained to a GM who he was friends with. And it was, everyone knew they were friends because they were always chatting on the forums together. And that same GM popped in and was all like, boom, used his powers to paralyze the Imperial player and let the rebels just have free reign on him during the entire match. There's a big stink about it on the forums, and that GM did get fired. And witnessing that after what I just went through was just like, no, I don't have a Soko car. That's a problem. No big deal. Check this out. Let's do something. Let's do something. Hey, it's the Herald of Gannick. That lets us know that the Jaladar public quest is starting. Someone disliked my Jaladar video. Sir, I don't know who you were, but you do not dislike Jaladar, not on my watch. I will come and I will sit on your lap. And then you'll dislike, believe me. You want to talk about discomfort. Can you imagine me just sitting there on your lap? Of course, that's kind of an empty threat considering I can't walk. What am I going to do, drag myself across the floor and vomit on you? Maybe. Anyways, we're going to kill something to change our faction. And you'll see that Kunark shows up on the list. It's the same with it was the same with elementals. Any Slayer creature that you hadn't killed would not even show up on the list. So elemental wasn't even on the list. Here's my journal. So I got all 3 quests to kill elementals. With I come back to that signpost every time I got an update, and I take a picture of it so you can see how many elemental kills I had. And in case you're thinking, well, maybe you just let someone else kill them for you. No, it doesn't work that way. If you're in a group with someone and they kill like if you're working on Hunter of Orcs and you're in a group with someone and they kill the orc and you just stand there, you'll still get credit for killing an orc. Same with factions. You'll still lose faction and whatnot. I need to find the Bathazid. Anyone see a Bathazid around here? I'm going to have to fly. I don't have a Sokokar. The problem with using those tokens is a lot of stuff that you should have done naturally you haven't done yet. Because you can't do it naturally if you just skip to the end. But there should be some Bathazid over here. I'll hurt my I'm doing this for you. I'm hurting my Bathazid faction for you. And I like Sarnak. You guys know that. I got a stiffy for the Sarnak. You know I love dragons. It's dragons. Yeah. So it should be no surprise that I would be willing to be dragging myself across the floor just to crawl up and sit on someone's lap in revenge for Jaladar. No, you can dislike my videos all you want, but please tell me what you dislike about them. That would be nice. I would like to know, so I know what to fix. Okay, I just killed one. That should change my factions. That didn't seem to change my faction. I should have changed my faction. Bastard Watch should have just got worse. Huh, that's odd. Did they change that? They might have changed that. Oh, no. See, Kunark's on the list now. Bastard's Watch. See that? Just so you know, I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Slayer status thing. So, anyways, as I was saying, if you hadn't killed a goblin, Hunter of Goblins wouldn't even show up. So what I did was I went through all those quests. I went to the forest rooms, which is filled with elementals, and I spent 2 hours just killing 500 elementals. Every time I killed an elemental, I took a screenshot of it so you could clearly see you have killed a whatever, whatever, whatever. And when the little red updates would appear on the top of my screen, I take a screenshot of it so you can see you have, it would say you have a new rank, because that's how it would work when it's like Killer of Goblins, not KJ, right here. See how it goes? Killer. Then Hunter. Hunter is what you get at 500. Killer is what you get at 25. Slayer is what you get when you're working on your 5,000. Destroyer is 10,000. So it will go, you have attained a new rank. When you get this one right here, only when you get the 500 will you have obtained a new title. In big, bright red letters with big boom, 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 boom. I was taking screenshots of that and sending it to Rothgar. And like I said, I sent over 300 megabytes of screenshots. I wasn't kidding when I said he was going to get a documentary of the journey. I never got a response, but the very next update came that next Tuesday. It is now possible to obtain the Hunter of Elementals titles. Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you. You could have at least acknowledged what I went through for you. You could have apologized, too, for calling me a liar. That pissed me off.
Well met.
Yeah, I don't speak Cytherian yet, so these guys, and they don't like me, so guess what? We're gonna go fight Jaladar. I don't have a Sokokar, so I'm an idiot. How long are we recording so far? That's way too long.